Types of thermodynamic system. So when we say thermodynamic, it is a branch of science that is going to study about various forms of energy and their conservation from one form to other. For example, we could say electrical energy to mechanical energy, or heat energy to electrical energy, chemical to mechanical, and many more. So, in thermodynamics, if we study about the quantity of matter or the part of the space, we call that as a system. So, in thermodynamic study, if we talk about the quantity of matter or a part of science, we call that as a system. So, in simple, we could say that it is the portion of universe which is under observation. System is the portion of universe which is under observation. So when we say system, we should understand another term, that is surroundings. So when we are taking a particular system under study, apart from that system, all other, we call it as surrounding. So everything else in the universe except the system which we have taken for observation, we call rest of the things as surrounding. So we could say everything external to the matter or space which is under thermodynamic study, you call it as the surroundings or the environment. So there we need a boundary that will separate the system and surrounding. So the boundary that is going to separate the system and the surrounding, we call it as system boundary. And when we say about the boundary may be fixed or it may be moving. That depends on the scenario. So based on the existing system, we are having different types of system. The first type is closed system. So how do we differentiate between different types of system, or on what are the basis the types of system are categorized? So the first type we say it as closed system. So the system of fixed mass across the boundary of which there will not be any transfer of mass. In simple, in this type of system or in the closed system, exchange of matter does not take place, but there will be exchange of energy. Exchange of energy takes place in closed system, but there will be no exchange of matter. For example, we could say a balloon being filled with gas or a pot with a lid, or in simple, the presence of a reactant in a closed vessel which is going to be made up of your conducting material. So we call that as your closed system. The second type of system is open system. In the open system, there will be exchange of energy as well as matter between this system and surrounding. Then we call those type of system as open system. So we could say the system across the boundary of which the transfer of both mass as well as energy will take place, and hence that is called as open system. For example, we could say presence of a reactant in an open beaker. We could say that as an example of the open system. And the third type of system is the isolated system. So immediately from the meaning itself or from the name itself, it says isolated Simple, the system in which there will not be transfer of mass as well as energy. That means we could say the mass as well as the energy content will remain constant. Then those type of system we call it as isolated system. So in this type of system we are not going to have any change in matter nor change in energy. For example, we could say the simple example which we are using in our day-to-day life, that is our thermoflask. In thermoflask, we store tea in order to keep it hot for some time, because the wall of your thermos are actually insulated and it will not allow heat to flow out of the flask. That is why the tea which we store in a thermoflask remains hot. And this is a very good example of isolated system. Therefore, we have three types of system, that is your closed system, open system and isolated system.